Hi everyone, today I want to talk about depersonalization. And depersonalization means worrying what if everything around you is not real. This is a very common OCD thought. I get a lot of questions on it, and it's kind of one of the less talked about thoughts. But I do see quite a bit of it, so I just wanted to kind of briefly discuss it in this video. I might at some point write a book on it, but at least let's discuss it for now. So, with depersonalization, the person is worried, what if everything around them is not real? What if their family is not real? What if their friends are not real? What if their whole life is not real? And they start to feel scared, and it really, obviously, as you can imagine, it can affect their life in every way. And any kind of OCD thought, at its core, at its very kind of deep level of anxiety, it's very much the same. It doesn't matter if the person is worried about cleaning, or the person is worried about depersonalization, or if the person is worried about harm. It's that they're worried 24/7. They wake up, they're worried. They go to bed, they're worried. They're eating, they're worried. They're sleeping, they're worried. They can have dreams about it when they're sleeping. It just doesn't stop. So, and the recovery from it is the same recovery that we've discussed with all of the other ones. You know, that you just kind of it's the same, just a little bit of adjusted based on the topic, right? With this specific topic, you want to make sure that every time you get a thought of what if this is not real, what if I'm enjoying it but it's like for nothing, it's not a real thing, this is all an illusion. When you get all of these thoughts, you have to say, this is my OCD talking. This is what is this thought? What's the topic of this thought? The topic of this thought is depersonalization. That's it. That means that it's OCD right then and there. So you're not digging deeper into it to see, well, is it really or is it not? Well, let me think. Let me try to figure it out. That's the worst thing you can do. And that's a lot of the times where people fall into the trap of OCD and start to analyze. And the more they analyze, the worse they feel. And it becomes like a huge snowball effect where it gets worse and worse and worse. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate that it's vital that if you are having these thoughts, or if you're having any OCD thoughts, that you're very much focused on how much analyzing you're doing, how much checking you're doing. With depersonalization, because it's kind of a lot of it is like philosophical, right? So a person might do a lot of online research just to see other people's opinions on it and things like that. Not OCD related research, but just as a from a philosophical perspective. And that will also hurt you, because every time you're doing any kind of research or analyzing or talking about it, asking about it, you're saying to your mind that this topic is important to you. Because obviously it's important to you, since you're talking about it, since you're spending large amounts of time on it. So, since you're doing that and since you're paying attention, your mind is going to send you more of these thoughts. And that's the last thing you want, is to get more thoughts on it. So, as much as you can, whenever you get this thought, focus away from it. And I know it's hard, but you have to have a go-to activity. So, okay, every time I'm going to get an OCD thought, I'm going to call Bob and start talking about just random stuff. Nothing to do with OCD, just talking. Because when you're talking, your brain has a hard time talking and thinking. Or when you're outside around people doing this and that, you're busy and your brain is processing a lot of information. So it's going to have a lot harder time trying to also give you OCD thoughts, unless you choose to be focused on OCD thoughts. It's like you're out there, but you're not really out there. You're still in your head worrying. Do you know what I mean? So technically you are going around people and talking and everything like that, but you're at the same time, you're not focusing on it. You're focusing on what's going on in your mind, right? So try to avoid that as much as possible. Try to get into the conversation, and it's basically directing your stream of attention. Where is your attention now? Is it on OCD? Is it on depersonalization OCD? Move it away from it. And you can talk to your mind. You can talk to your mind like it's a real person. Say, mind, brain, I'm sick of you talking about this topic. Enough already. I'm moving on. I'm choosing to move on. I'm the master. I'm choosing to move on. And then do what you want to do, right? So if you wanted to do this task or that task or talk to somebody or whatever, do that. So show your mind that you're the boss. Always come at it from a position of strength. And then you will see that these thoughts will start to lift because you're paying less and less attention to them, and you'll see a difference if you do this right. With the recovery process, you should see a difference right away. So it's the full recovery takes a while, but you should see a difference within the first week as long as you're doing it correctly. If you're not doing it correctly, then it's you're going to feel how you're feeling or feel worse. But just keep in mind that in the beginning, when you refuse the OCD thoughts, you're going to get more thoughts. And the reason why you're going to get more thoughts is because your brain is used to you feeling anxiety, so it's going to try to get you back into it because it thinks that you're safe, right? Because if you're anxious, that means you're protecting yourself, that means you're safe. And all it wants is your safety. It doesn't understand OCD, it understands safety. So that's why it's throwing those thoughts at you. So in the beginning, you might get more thoughts, but you won't get more anxiety. Just there's going to be thoughts switching from one to another. But that's good because that means that the thoughts are not sticking in your mind. Like they come, but they're not, your mind's not able to hold on to them. So it just lets them go. So that's a good thing. So I hope this kind of clears it up for you a little bit. If you have any more questions, you can always email me at info@youhaveocd.com. You can also visit youhaveocd.com for more information. I have the recovery program there, and that's just one-on-one talking with me. Also, I have ebooks that discuss specific OCD topics, and as well as a lot of free information. So please check that out. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next show.